CNN.com, and Music is Young, coming to you live from Illinois Media School. Right now, I got a guy here named Mike. He's going to be shadowing, and I got my girl Bricky Bree
I'm back
as well. Yeah, she's back, surprisingly, but it's good that she is back. Now, in today's show, we're going to talk about an Uber rider being overcharged severely. We're going to talk about the NFL players on how they united, about a father wanting justice for the death of his 17-month-old, and the actions that happened at Fright Fest in Six Flags in Jersey. But first, we're going to talk about a story that is trending all over the world. And most may know, and some that probably don't know. It's Wednesday. Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy, passed away at age 91. He died peacefully in his home in Los Angeles. For those that don't know, Hugh Hefner was born in Chicago. Yes, he is a Chicago native. And he actually went to the high school that I graduated from, Steinmetz. It was known as Steinmetz Academic Center, but now it's known as Steinmetz College Prep. And it's kind of amazing and kind of odd that the man who is behind the Playboy Mansion, not to mention the owner of Playboy magazine, actually went to a high school I graduated from. And he is the one that's in charge of having a lot of women be on the cover of Playboy, and as well as living in the Playboy Mansion. And some may say that his legacy, some say it was good, some say it was bad, but either way, Playboy would not be in existence had not been for Hugh Hefner. Now the only question is, where does Playboy go from here? I mean, in your opinion, your own words, what do you think?
All right, basically, well, I always thought his wife Crystal would get it.
Okay.
But turns out she can't really get anything. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that she will not inherit anything. So hopefully someone takes over, because we can just end Playboy at all. Like that's like the number one.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I read something like that. I don't know if it's true or not.
That's what I'm saying.
But it is a crazy situation, and as I go into the Google archives, I'm gonna try to confirm this if necessary. So right now, what will happen who will get the estate? Who will run Playboy Mansion? Who will do this? Who will do that? Well, I'm just going to simply say that right now, it is something. We don't know we don't know. But according to CNN.com, they said that Hugh Hefner's legacy has a dark side. That's just their opinion. But if his legacy had a dark side or not, I mean, just look at it, where he started off small, and look where he led Playboy about 70 years.
He's like a billionaire, right?
I'm not sure if he was a billionaire, but I can tell you right now, he was far from poor.
To be honest.
So yeah, according to CNN, and it says, in remembering Hugh Hefner, who has died at 91, many are talking about his contributions to American culture. It must be added that while those contributions loom large, they also cast a considerable shadow. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article, but I'm just going to skim through it and try to summarize it to the best of my ability. So the founder of the Playboy brand was a media pioneer and icon of the left, an early and very vocal advocate for free speech, civil rights, and sexual liberation. And of course, course, there's no question as an activist, he paved the way for open talk about sex and sexuality, giving people permission to admit that they too were sexual beings and enjoyed, or at least wanted to enjoy, sex. And I say he opened the Playboy clubs in the 1960s. He actually hired black comics at a time where many clubs were de facto segregated.
Oh wow.
Which means it would have been very hard for blacks to actually get in anywhere.
Yep.
So then, as a publisher, he pushed boundaries with articles. Yes, the famous articles that men claimed they saw in Playboy that were groundbreaking. Investigative pieces by writers like Hunter S. Thompson and interviews with heavyweights like Martin Luther King. Who would have ever imagined that? But at the same time, he was also a fine example of the American dream, having launched a magazine with $600 of his own and $1,000 borrowed from his mother. But, if you look at it, I mean, let's just look at the women who were on the cover of Playboy. Now, first of all, I just want to thank all my Facebook viewers for tuning in live. I'll give y'all a shout out for name by name shortly. But let's just say right now, Bricky Bree, do you have any idea on who you may think embraced the cover of Playboy magazine? I mean, you can go recent, you can go back, doesn't matter.
I don't really know. I'm not going to give you an answer because I really don't. Well, what do you mean by that question?
What I mean is the woman who was actually on the cover of Playboy magazine.
Who is it?
I mean, you can name anybody, because right now I'm finna pull it up according to Wikipedia, and we're gonna see
who I think it is.
Yeah, it could be on any cover, whether it's the most recent one, whether it's the.
I don't know.
I mean,
because I'm be honest, I don't really look at Playboy.
You ain't got to look at Playboy to even think who could actually be on Playboy.
Who can be on Playboy?
Right, who would actually grace the cover of Playboy.
Let's go. What about?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Let's look up some not so good celebrities. Okay, so what about who can be? I feel like Victoria's Secret models would be the best fit to be on Playboy for some reason.
I'm just gonna read just a few names that were actually on the cover of Playboy, and some actually I would have never known that would actually be on the cover of it at all, But as I'm going back, according to Wikipedia, that Jenny McCarthy is one that was on the cover of Playboy magazine.
Jenny McCarthy?
Yes, Jenny McCarthy.
What?
She was in the I believe this is the July and August double issue edition.
But she must have been so young.
Well, you will be surprised. Now, let's go back now.
Oh my God.
You will be very surprised at who actually was on the cover. I mean, just look at this now. Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of the wrestler Chyna? Chyna, that's spelled with a Y. Wow. Interesting. Well, as I look at this now, Bricky Bree, now for those that are listening on WinterCityUnderground.com, your music station, you probably wouldn't be able to see this, unfortunately. But for those that are looking live, you probably wouldn't be able to watch it either. But I want you to take a look at Chyna, and unfortunately, she passed away last year. I think not too long.
How old was she?
She was around 45 or 46. She was young, and she passed away not too long before Prince, believe it or not, or after. Now, actually, she passed away 8 days after Prince. Now, this is her.
She looked familiar.
Yeah, she was wrestling when it was known as WWF, but now it's WWE. But believe it or not, she was actually on the cover of Playboy.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. I wouldn't have seen that one coming either. But nonetheless, whether Hugh Hefner's legacy was loved or hated,
Right.
the one thing I can simply say is that his legacy has to be respected. I mean,
I heard. Sorry to cut you off.
no, go ahead. Why
I
we still got a few
I heard that when I heard he did a lot for African Americans. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone told me that he did a lot of African Americans.
Well, I can't think of the person's name, but the first African American woman who actually was on the cover of Playboy was on the cover in the 70s.
Oh.
In 1971, before I was born.
That was
Not many, but just the fact that even just a few, makes a big difference.
right. Like you don't really see African Americans on Playboy.
Well, hey, you may not, but hey, it is what it is. But nonetheless, I'm just hoping that Hugh Hefner is resting in peace, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. And after this time out, we're going to talk about an Uber driver being paid, matter of fact, being charged severely. How severely? Stay tuned, as we'll be right back on WindyCityUnderground.com, your music, your station. Okay. All right. Let me see.
How did I forget my password that quick?
I don't even know. I don't know how you forget. But you know what? That happens sometimes.
I just made the account.
You know what? You know what? That happens sometimes. Because that happened to me with the WordPress. Now on to the shout outs. Noel, appreciate you. Adam, thank you. Deacon, what's up? Andre, appreciate you for tuning in. Greg, appreciate it. Sis from another miss, appreciate it. Hey, Sister Alicia. Big Bang, what's going on? Mr. Williams, appreciate it. Jack Rabbit, a big surprise tuning in. Shatira, my faithful supporter, no surprise with you. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Carter, appreciate you much. Mr. Wells, another faithful supporter. Appreciate you for tuning in. And now, Pastor Carter. I hope I can say that. Pastor Carter, thank you for tuning in. And Michelle Gonzalez has joined on this one, which is a good thing. But let me make sure.
What's up, guys? It's Gabe. What if I told you you could get a new career in less than a year? What if I told you that career?
And then the one thing about it is like,
whether in front of the camera or
so many things are in the queue where it's like
so many places for you to thrive in the media industry, and
you can try to play as many commercials as you want, but you have to time them.
career services assistance and financial aid available for those who qualify. Do not wait.
I forgot my Apple ID.
Classes are enrolling now.
I'm gonna look at my phone in 15 minutes while I'm playing. Go to Apple.
Okay.
I got it, yay!
I'm glad.
Yay! I want to see the one.
And right here, this is the history, like everything that has been played in order. This is the history that, from if I scroll all the way down, all of this that you see have been played. It tell you the time it's been played, and if I go up, but some of it is some of the auto DJs. Now, like, it's actually supposed to have been one person in here before me, but I don't know where she is.
Whatever. It don't work with Uber.
What don't work with Uber?
PayPal does, but my car is a prepaid card.
Ew.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna buy stuff.
No way. I mean, hey, no wrong with that.
And I just got a question.
Ooh, a fire stick.
Did you know that the Alabama Media School has over 30 years of experience training students in the fields of broadcasting?
Oh, no, I didn't. But did you know it hands-on training about
Yeah,
professional
that's the only killer part about this is putting in the commercials manually in the queue, especially when you're doing talk. And I never did the music part, but that can be a little frustrating as well. And Dolores, appreciate you for tuning in as well.
Well, I went to school there, so that's why we're telling you right now to visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com, or visit the Chicago and Lombard locations to learn how to get started in the
Ooh,
career.
trucks.
And we try to speak into the mic a little bit because I can barely hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Barely.
Oh, hello.
Not yet.
Finding yourself to help you find what I want.
You might have to switch to mic.
Support college radio by
Oh, that thing, you know.
supporting students make it happen.
Okay.
Now,
All right, we're finna get ready to get back on the air in a minute.
and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
And we're back on WindyCityUnderground.com, your music station. And it's the Raphael Young Show. I'm Raphael Young, and I got my guy Mike shadowing in, and I got my girl Bricky Bree, who has joined me once again. Now, how much would you pay on the maximum for an Uber ride anywhere?
Well, the max I'll pay is probably like $60.
$60. Well, this Uber rider paid nearly, I would say, actually a little more, almost 15 times that amount.
What?
Whoa.
Uber?
For Uber. Now, get this. Now,
Right.
it got so bad that she actually turned into the ABC Eyewitness News I-team for this.
Wow.
This woman actually was charged $925 for an Uber ride. Yes, y'all heard correctly. This is not a misprint. $925. Yes, the surge was unusually high. And I'm not going to read the entire article, but I'm just going to skim through it. But there is some good news after that. And she simply said, "I think it's absolutely crazy and ridiculous. That's like a house payment. I don't know if we got any homeowners that are listening live on WindyCityUnderground.com, your music station, or we got Facebook live, viewers that are homeowners, but I don't think $925 would be that. Maybe in property taxes and water bills combined, then I can understand that, but $925 for an Uber ride. Overseas flights don't even cost that much round trip. So, okay. Yeah, she said for the same price, she could have flown round trip to London or Paris, almost enough to get a new iPhone X. I won't spend that much on a new iPhone X. Nothing against them, but hey, I'm a little cheap, so I just can't do that one. But she was actually a first-time user of Uber and says she never agreed to that surge fee, which actually goes into effect during peak times. And yes, I am aware that surge fees do go into effect during peak times, mainly during rush hour, but that was way over the limit. So she and her friend, they actually were leaving a concert in Tinley Park when they called an Uber X, which is actually Uber's low-cost option. But they also have Uber Pool, which is another low cost option as well. Right. Sometimes it can be low, sometimes it can be almost equivalent, but still less than UberX. So they drove about 100 miles. Even that long ride, not on surge, would have normally been $117. Mm-hmm. So the I-Team investigator said you went from Tinley Park back to O'Hare, back to Orland Park, going from the southwest suburbs to north, then back southwest. That's something. And she said that's what they wanted to do, and the driver agreed to drop them off first. That's how it ended up working out. Then Uber said when users request a ride, they're alerted about surge charges and must agree to them through the app. Then she said, and then I contacted Uber and said this was a really strange charge. The only way to contact them is through the app. There's no resolution to this. This is literally like I feel robbed. But when the I-Team called Uber, here's the good news. The lady who was overcharged got a full refund.
Hold on, because when I get Ubers, I only charge a surcharge.
That's mainly because during like the busiest time of the day, mainly rush hour, like from approximately 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. People are getting off of work, or if sometime in the morning, like around this time right now, like if they're going to work, or in some cases maybe just getting off of work, or just probably going somewhere. Sometimes the surcharges do go up, but they really go up when it's like during whether it's a rainstorm or blizzard or anything like that. It can actually, because one time I was opting to catch Uber because it was snowing real bad, and from the University of Chicago to where I live, when I saw $47, I declined that option very quickly.
Wow.
And now here's the thing. Now I went to Detroit. Now the thing about it is, now I don't know if they changed it since then, but I remember when I was in Detroit last year, I wasn't able to see how much I would be charged for Uber like I would be in Chicago. Mm-hmm. But let's say if I was to take an Uber from, just an example, let's say from Ford Field on down to the MGM Grand, I wouldn't be able to see how much I would be charged until after I'm dropped off at my location. Right. Now here in Chicago, you can actually see how much you're going to be charged. Because at one time, here's the thing. I was on my way. I took an Uber from my house to my daughter's mother's house, which is pretty far, but nowhere near as far from Tinley Park going to O'Hare. I say it's probably about half that distance, if that. And all of a sudden, the Uber app had the original $12 and some change, because I used the Uber Pool option. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I only get to half my destination. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Now the app clearly said where I was going, but the app directed otherwise. Right. So I talked to Uber about that. And I'm like, why am I being charged double when I was clearly charged a certain amount? So after that, and I actually threatened Uber that I was going to start using Lyft from now on. They hurried up and gave me my actual refund and only charged what I was originally charged.
Lyft actually is good just because they do accept both prepaid and bank cards. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know, they into competition, but everybody loves Uber, but at the same time, it's like some people don't have bank cards, and I hope Uber is listening. Because some people does not have bank cards.
Now, the thing about that is, it says if you're a new Uber or Lyft user, you have to pay close attention to the apps when requesting a ride. Rates can skyrocket if you're using ride share during bad weather or after a popular event, which I kind of disagree with. So plan your full trip when you order the Uber to avoid an unexpected surge. So that doesn't change my mind on Uber, but nonetheless, it's going, something. Hopefully they'll, improve in that category. But hey, it is what it is. But if you that are listening or that are viewing live, if you want to express your opinion on any topic that I'm talking about along with Ricky Bree, the number that you can call is 331-330-4927. Once again, the number is 331. Yes, that is an area code in Illinois for those that don't know. It's 331-330-4927. Yes, the phone lines are now open. I still have not received a call yet. So if I happen to receive a call, that will make my day. But remember, if you're going to call, please do your best to keep everything you say clean. Because I still want to continue to do this, and I do not want to hear Michelle Gonzalez's mouth about foul language being used. So, yeah. And believe me, people will get pulled very quickly if they don't if they don't follow protocol. And I don't want to fall victim to that. Now, back to this Uber situation. Try using this one. Because I know that one is a little horrendous right now. Let me see. Give me a mic check.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Okay, Houston, we have a problem.
Mic,
And
no.
Houston, we have a problem, and it doesn't involve Carmelo Anthony. Let's try mic 2. Yeah. We're gonna have.
That wasn't gonna work because I was sitting there.
Mic check.
Yes, you're coming in loud and clear. And no, I'm not at work. Even though I'm in uniform. I just got off work not too long ago. But hey, I'm trying to make this a job for me. So, but yeah, cause see, that's one thing when it comes down to Uber. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Uber, and I don't have anything against Lyft, because one thing I can say, it definitely beats calling a regular taxi, because
Man. Cause
whoever created Uber and Lyft, thank y'all so much, because if we were waiting on Yellow Taxi, Checkered Taxi, Globe Taxi, I'm telling you, it would be from now until the time I begin the second half of this show when we actually are going to have a cab coming in a timely manner. But with Uber and Lyft, it's a totally different story. And I want to thank Ivory, Donald, Mother Weatherspoon for tuning in. And Rick had said house payments can be much greater than that. And yeah, you're right about that. But with the Uber, with the lady being charged $925 for Uber, that is kind of ridiculous. As a matter of fact, $925 is more than the hotel expenses that I paid for in Detroit last year, Milwaukee last year, and round trip bus fares from Detroit to Chicago and from Milwaukee to Chicago, all combined. So $925, yeah, that is kind of excruciating, don't you think so, Miss Ricky?
I wouldn't even, if I seen it, when I was at my old school, and I used to Uber to everywhere because I hate taking the bus still do. And so I used to get Ubers everywhere, and so when it had to be around, oh my God, it was like 10, 11 in the morning. Took off work that day and to go grocery shopping. And from my school, it's like a 10-minute walk, but I did not feel like one because it was cold outside, so I'm not going to walk. No. So I said, I'm going to get an Uber. Usually that is like $2, like $2.50 to go from my dorm to Aldi's dorm I was going to. And I had a question.
Okay.
All these is passing Jules, and Jules, if I go from my dorm to Jules, that's $6 compared to the $2 I had to pay going to Aldi's. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of interesting, we're going to talk about another subject that is interesting that actually could involve Uber users, better known as football audience members at certain games. Now, most NFL players on Sunday opted for a show of unity. Most of them actually locked arms ahead of their games after criticism from President Trump, who slammed players often to protest during the national anthem. Still, plenty, and the number is actually increasing, opted to kneel during the Star Spangled Banner, and a lot of people have been chiming in with their opinions. Now, peep this. Now, I didn't know anything about this. Maybe I don't know if y'all heard about this, but here it is. It was a fake excerpt shared on social media. I don't know if it was Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't know. But it was somewhere on social media. And it was about an NFL rule pertaining to the national anthem. And this was allegedly the specific rule on pages A62 or 63 of the league rule book. And it says, and it states, as I'm talking about as far as the phony excerpt, the specific NFL rule pertaining to the national anthem is found on pages 62. Okay. It states the national anthem must be played prior to every NFL game, and all players must be on the sideline for the national anthem. During the national anthems, players on the field and bench areas should stand at attention, face the flag, hold helmets in their left hand, and refrain from talking. The home team should ensure that the American flag is in good condition. And this is, let me see, just it should be pointed out to players and coaches that we continue to be judged. And okay, but the point, okay, yeah, it should be pointed out to players and coaches that we continue to be judged by the public in this area of respect for the flag in our country. Failure to be on the field by the start of the national anthem result in discipline such as fines, suspension, and or the forfeiture of draft choices for violations of the above, including first offenses. Anything you want to say about that?
I'm not gonna lie. So basically what the players did, they disobeyed the league's conduct.
Let me counter you on that one. I'm gonna cut you off, but that was the fake excerpt. Meaning, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So who in the world would come up with such like that?
Trump.
I would be surprised if he said by email. Or he might have tweeted it. We didn't know about it. But
tweeted and then deleted.
Tweeted, then deleted. And this lie shall be defeated.
Everybody catch it. I don't understand why he tweets and deletes things.
I don't know. That's Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Trump for y'all. So, but the excerpt being shared on social media doesn't come even close to being in the NFL's 2017 official playing rules. Pages 62 and 63 actually contain information about, here, you ain't got to be no football fan, enforcement of fouls. Meaning unsportsmanlike conduct, pass interference, illegal use of the hands, face mask, holding. Just to name a few. As a matter of fact, the NFL rulebook doesn't say anything about the national anthem at all.
Wow.
So the only section that might relate to the situation is in regards to a book called Personal Messages, found on page 23, Article 8. Now, I'm just going to summarize all of this, but It said throughout the period on game day, the players visible to the stadium and television audience, including in pregame warm-ups, in the bench area, and during post-game interviews in the locker room or on the field. Players are prohibited from wearing, displaying, or otherwise conveying personal message, either in writing or illustration, unless such messages have been approved in advance by the league office. Now, there's some truth, but not all truth to that. And the reason why I say that, now, let me ask you this, as I want to thank Sister Carrie Carton for tuning in. I want to just let you know, and the Queen Charlotte, and Carrie, you and your family are in my prayers. Hope y'all stay strong during this difficult time. Now, have you heard of, now, you ain't got to be no basketball fan or anything like that, but this is not basketball related. Have you heard of a player by the name of Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf? Okay. Now, he was a player who at one point played for, I think it was either the Denver Nuggets. I know he played for the Denver Nuggets, and I believe he played for the Sacramento Kings. Anyway, he had actually, since he's a Muslim, he had refused to stand for the national anthem. But he came to a conclusion where if he was to stand for the national anthem, he would actually pray instead. So the team actually agreed to that, but unfortunately he ended up getting released and has not played a game of basketball in the NBA since. Now, some people may say, now what are your opinions about people taking a knee? And it's not just happening in just the NFL. You got, the Pittsburgh Steelers, when they played the Bears, they actually stayed in the locker room during the national anthem. That's something that has never happened that I've seen before. Now, what are your thoughts on
this whole national anthem issue? It's dumb. Like, it's not dumb. I'm sorry for saying that. It's what they want to do. I mean, I thought it's a free country. I thought that's what it was. Like, you can do what you want. They have rights. They don't want to stand. They don't have to stand. You know you see what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to stand. They want to. Like, what? People are making them do it, or you get suspended from the team, or other things like that. Like, that is so crazy to me. I never knew. And another thing, I meant to say, I don't know if I said this last time on the radio show, but I looked online, and it's the national anthem, what we say, and there's some more verses after that.
Okay.
Talking about slaves. And I'm like, no wonder people mad. I didn't know. I'm like, why people so mad? So I look, I'm like, it's a whole nother verse of national anthem. I got
And you know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. Now, when people are, when they take a knee, I don't know why they would think that, but this does not have any disrespect to the American flag whatsoever, because you have people that are serving our country, putting their lives on line. This has absolutely nothing to do with them, and we commend them for doing that. But what the real reason why most people are kneeling to the national anthem is because of social injustice, which is also including police brutality. Now, and I'm just gonna say this. Now, you got people like, I think his name is Amadou Diallo, if I'm not mistaken. He was killed by NYPD in 1998. Yes, Michael Brown.
Yeah.
Everyone is, some people are talking about Sandra Bland committing suicide, but
I don't believe in that.
I don't believe that either. What about, Trayvon Martin, and then another woman who I didn't know personally, but I knew someone who knew her very dearly, Betty Jones. She was gunned down by police, and all she did was open the door when the police actually went in looking for someone else. They were shooting, but they ended up shooting her.
Did she survive it?
No. And the person who they shot, he didn't survive either. So they both were dead, and the father was the one that ended up calling police. Now, all of that could have easily been prevented, but the fact, and here's the sad part about it: the officer who killed both of them was acquitted on all charges.
What?
Yeah, same thing I said. Same thing I said.
That's the power.
Yeah, and I want to thank Felicia for tuning in, and I got you on the announcement. I ain't forgot about you. But yeah, that's one, and that's the thing. You know, like I said, I don't have anything against the United States of America. Like I said, I mean, look, my grandfather served, and my grandfather served this country. I know a lot of people who served this country, a lot of Army, Navy, Air Force veterans, Marine veterans that have served this country. It is absolutely no disrespect to them whatsoever. But the one thing that needs to be done, number one, social injustice has to stop. Number two, police brutality has to stop. Not just on blacks, but on everybody.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's not a question. It's a statement. You heard about I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, it was a very popular. I think it was last year or this year, something like that. About this man. He got executed, and he was a little boy when he got executed because I guess he was he got executed when he was a little boy, and now he's just not getting justice. The woman.
Are you talking about Emmett Till?
Yes, Emmett Till.
Okay. And okay. Now, before I get to we don't have to cut this one short because we have to go on. We're going to take a short break. But as a matter of fact, after this timeout, and I guess if it's okay with you, we're going to talk more about social injustice, and I have a few announcements to make. So stay tuned as we come back on WinCityUnderground.com, your music, your station.
What if I told you you could get a new career in less than
Yeah, so we're definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
I like this.
Thanks.
I can definitely do this.
All right. Yeah, whatever you want to, it's up to you on what you want to talk about.
Right.
Which is actually a good thing.
Good.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish that up for a few minutes. Then I got a few announcements that I might not get to all of them, but I'm gonna try to get to a few of them. I try to get to as many of them as possible. Okay. All right, Felicia. I'll make sure. Well, since you have tuned in, your announcement will be the first one I'll read after we get done talking about this. But okay, so I got all these. So about 4.5 more minutes, we'll be going back live. All right, go ahead.
Is Epic Burger good?
Huh?
Epic Burger.
You already said it. Well, we was talking about that Monday.
Oh, okay.
I've never been there.
I want some barbecue. I want some Harold chicken.
I had Harold chicken a couple days ago.
Man, don't tease me about it.
It's a Harold chicken not too far from here.
For real? Is one out here?
Yeah, I forgot. Hold on. According to Google, let me see. I know I think it's on Harrison. It's somewhere.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Out downtown Chicago.
I'm gonna see right now. 612 South Wabash.
I was going.
Yep.
I want to give me some Harold.
I knew it was one somewhere because I was riding my bike for Uber Eats, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's where it is. I ain't know nothing about it until about a month ago, something like that. So we're gonna definitely finish talking about that, and it's just sad.
So good. Everything.
Yeah, so supposed to be going on a date tomorrow. I'm hoping I will.
Yay! You got over that one.
Slowly but surely. I mean, you know, well, I still have feelings for her, but I know my worth, and she doesn't. And right, and to be honest with you, she doesn't feel my worth. You know, it just got to a point like I just got tired of. Being unhappy.
Wait, where is it? The Herald?
It's
636?
612 South Wabash.
It has a different address.
Every day, hundreds of college radio stations take
Hey
you there.
Siri,
College radio
Harold's
stations
Chicken
live
near
of
me.
those who are involved with it, and can change those who listen to it too.
Finding yourself to help me find what I want to do is not only school but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen
Yes.
to the station and support the community happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College
What
Radio
time is
Foundation.
it?
For more information,
1 o'clock.
please visit
Oh, merch.
collegeradio.org.
Okay, we almost done.
It's your girl Mayha, and wherever I go, people always say, I wish I could be on the radio like you, Mayha. And what I tell them is that they need to go to the Illinois Media School to get a good education in broadcast media. It doesn't matter whether you want to work in front of the camera, on the mic, or behind the scenes. The Illinois Media School will prepare you in as little as 8 months. And
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wait until after this sweeper.
Give them a call at 312-884-8000.
Yeah, after this sweeper.
Or online at BIR.com. It's time to crack it.
Get ready, Brianna. And we're back on Winter Underground Time, your music station. This is the Raphael Young Show. I'm Raphael Young, and right now I got my girl Bricky Bree in the building. And for those that just tuned in, we have been talking about the life and legacy of Hugh Hefner. We've talked about an Uber driver being highly overcharged, but thankfully got a full refund. And now we're talking about the NFL players taking a knee or hunching arms together in protest of social injustice. Now, before we went to break, we had talked about she and Bricky Bree had brought up about Emmett Till being executed. Now you were saying about Emmett Till again.
Okay, so basically, I don't know. I think I've seen on Facebook, and then there's a video, and it's basically saying about how he was playing, and I guess it was 2 Caucasian white girls or 2 Caucasian little girls, and everyone blamed him because he was a black boy. Mm-hmm. They ended up dead, so everyone blamed him. And the police officer made him take it. I brought him ice cream because the police officer said that he'll let him go and be with his family if he just said yes. Now, him being young, he didn't know. So they executed him for a crime he did not do. Now, just found out the woman, I believe someone came and said that that he did not do it.
You know what? Yeah, and it was so crazy because why wait a little more than 60 years later to come out with that? Just why? Why?
That made me so mad.
You know what? It made me mad too. But right now, and I'm just gonna end that segment on this note. God is gonna get her. And he's going to get her real good. I guarantee y'all that. And now I got a few announcements that I'm going to make. And I want to thank Sister Terry. Oh, and my bad. Mike, appreciate you for tuning in. Now, my buddy Felicia is doing big things. And this event coming up is no exception. Richard Gallion Entertainment presents an original stage production entitled Honorably Discharged. That's this, 2 S's, not 1, but this. with 2 S's. And this is what it looks like right here. And for those that are viewing live on
What day is that on?
Facebook, Veterans
Oh,
Day.
right before my birthday.
Okay, now for those that are looking live, I hope y'all can see this. This is what it is. So, right now the tickets are $35. You can go to this event it's going to be held at the Apostolic Pentecostal Church of Morgan Park, located 11401 South Vincennes Avenue, Chicago, Illinois 60643. For tickets, you can visit Veterans Day Stageplay.eventbrite.com, or you can call 219-315-0316. Once again, that number is 219-315-0316. Or you can email richardgallianint@gmail.com. Help honor our veterans. And by the way, I want to salute Felicia Young, because she is a veteran. She gets much love. She got much love from me, and she's been a very fine young woman for as long as I can remember. And I hope that this event turns out to be very successful for you. And keep on doing big things, and God is going to bless you tremendously. As a matter of fact, He's going to bless you even more than what He's blessing you with right now. So keep up the good work. And if it's the Lord's will, I'll be there. Now, I don't qualify for this event, but I know some people that might. And Brianna, I know you probably don't qualify for this event either. But nonetheless, if you are a married couple or even an engaged couple.
I'm engaged. Who told you?
Engaged to what? Illinois Media School?
Oh,
okay. And before I continue with that announcement, and for those that are looking on Facebook Live, Felicia Young is saying contact her, 773-397-2830. Once again, the number is 773-397-2830. I actually would prefer y'all to get in contact with her, whether it's call her or inbox her. Either way, she will respond, and she will definitely take care of you. So please support this beautiful young woman in this event. And like I said, if it's the Lord's will, I'll be there. And coincidentally, another event is happening the same day on Veterans Day. And this one is called Two Shall Become One. This is sponsored by Pastor Lance Ellis of the Brotherly Love Church, located 4146 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. I believe the zip code is 60651, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is an evening of fellowship, faith, food, and so much more.
Food.
Yes.
Then I'm engaged.
Here's the thing. Okay. Well, you're on your own with that one. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But, excuse me. So, but here's the thing. The only way you can RSVP is by email. And the email address is 2sb1love@gmail.com. Once again, that is 2sb1love, the number 1 love, @gmail.com. You have now until Halloween to RSVP. If you wait till November 1st, you're out of luck. I don't know what to tell you about that one, but excuse me. But yeah, so just go to Brotherly Love Church. You're gonna meet the fine pastor Lance Ellis, along with his wife Garnetta Ellis, who happens to be related to my soon-to-be pastor. Ain't that something?
That's something.
Yeah, it is something. But they're good people overall. they're definitely good people. So, yeah, just go down to 4146 Chicago Avenue and check them out. Excuse me. And here's excuse me. Another time is the 4th.
Ooh, Scorpio.
Jacqueline Lanice Carter, who is somebody who I've been knowing for many years, is having a women's lunch in Excel.
Ooh.
This event will take place November 4th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. with ministry gifts. The guest speaker, matter of fact, first, the worship is going to be led by Psalmist Faith Haygood, and the guest speaker will be Pastor Felicia Blakely of the High Praise Outreach Ministries in Michigan City, Indiana. This will take place at the Best Western Hotel, located 4400 Frontage Road, Hillside, Illinois, 60612. And the ticket donation is $30, and the only way you can do that is by PayPal. You have to make your payments via PayPal at paypal.me/JLC Ministries. That is short for Jacqueline Lanice Carter, for those that don't know. Once again, make your payments to paypal.me/JLC Ministries. And if speaking of Hillside, there's another event going on in Hillside, Illinois. The Chicago Falcons bowling event. This is not to be confused with the Atlanta Falcons of the NFL. Just to let y'all know, just to clear it up. This bowling event will take place October 15th, which is the Sunday, the third Sunday in October. It'll be located. It's at the Hillside Bowl. The ticket pricing will be $20. Bowling tickets include shoe rental, 3-hour bowling, and the food and the drinks are limited, but you still can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that at all. That will be October 15th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And you can go down there and purchase you a ticket or give them a call. And this is sponsored by Aisha Trotter, another one of my good buddies, who used to be one of my coworkers. And that is, if you got kids and you want them to be entrepreneurs or attempt to be entrepreneurs, then the Action Children's Business Fair is the place for you. This is actually hosted by none other than Aisha Trotter, who is also the CEO of Brown Sugar Balloons. So this event will take place Saturday, November 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Hamilton Park Cultural Center, located 513 West 72nd Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60621. Observe the opportunity for children to launch their very own startup business. Kids develop a brand, create a product or service, build a marketing strategy, and then open for customers at our one-day marketplace. The children's booth is $27. We will provide the table and 2 chairs. Apply online at www.childrensbusinessfair.org/Chicago-South. Payments can be made also at PayPal, but the website is www.paypal.me/brownsugarsballoons. And the event is free to the public. So if you ain't got nothing to do, and if you want to bring your child to be an entrepreneur or even get a look at future entrepreneurs, this is definitely a place for you. And I might even consider taking my daughter there on that day. November 18th is the day. You definitely don't want to miss this. And last but not least, this announcement. The air will be filled with praise. Apostle Alfonso Lewis Stewart presents the 2017 inaugural 70s and 80s Throwback Gospel Joy Fest. Never heard of it.
Me either.
But it will feature, of course, Apostle Alfonso Stewart. The master of ceremony will be Bishop Desmond Battles. It will be featuring psalmist Ellen P. Stewart, Nate Chavez, the Joy Chorale, and special guest artist Dr. James Taylor and the Rock Choir, Bishop Al Reese and Company, who I happen to know personally. That man can sing, he can preach, he can play the organ, he can do it all. Sir Walter Jones, and Elder Isaiah Simpson, and the SITOC Sounds of Praise. This event will take place October 27th, Sweetest Day, at Arnett Chapel AME Church, located 11218 South Bishop Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60643. Proceeds will be donated to the American Red Cross for hurricane victims of Texas and Florida. So right now, we're going to take this short time out, and we'll be right back on the second half of the Raphael Young Show on on WinCenterUnderground.com, your music station.
Oh, God.
Marsha and Officer Wiley, appreciate y'all tuning in. And Andrew, thank you much.
Hey, you ever tried Harold's fish?
No.
I will not either. I'm hungry.
Okay, no more announcements. I done ran through them all. So we're going to talk about. Okay. So we're going to talk about.
We got 59 minutes left.
Yep. So we're going to take this very short break, and then we're going to go on the.
Okay, because I'm hungry. Hey.
Luckily, the mic was off.
Yeah.
And we're back on Wednesday, on the second half of the Raphael Young Show on WinCenterUnderground.com, your musical station. I am Raphael Young, and I got my guy Mike shadowing in, and he's going to be doing this soon. And I got Brittany Breed, who is doing the show with me. Appreciate her very much for that.
Yeah.
Now, in the second half, we're going to talk about what happened at Fright Fest at Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois, and we're going to talk about possible Sweetest Day destinations and what to do for Sweetest Day, October 21st. But first, a father is still seeking justice for the murder of his 17-month-old daughter.
Oh my God.
Oh, this hurt my heart when I heard about this, and I believe this happened a few months ago. As a matter of fact, 5 months after the death of 17-month-old Samaje Crosby, her father is speaking publicly and pushing for charges in the heartbreaking case. And he said something has to happen. It's going on too long. Samaje was reported missing in Joliet Township. A frantic search ended 30 hours later, right in the home where she lived. Her body was found under a couch. James Crosby was in jail on a death charge when he received the news about his daughter. Investigators have named several persons of interest, including Samaje's mother, grandmother, and auntie. No charges have been filed. Then he goes on and says, I don't know who's responsible. It's kind of hard for me because it's my family. It's people that I trusted. Will County's authority deemed the home uninhabitable. It later went up in flames in suspected arson. Samaje's case has raised serious questions about DCFS, which had been investigating allegations of abuse in the home for 2 years. A spokesperson for Will County says the investigation into the child's death remains the highest priority for the Sheriff's Department and the State's Attorney's Office. And I want to thank Tutu for tuning in. And what in the world is really going on? Justice should be served for this baby. For
This
this
been going on for how long?
5
They
months.
Still haven't. First of all, I don't care what no one says. That's the mama. The mama should look out for the baby. I don't care what the circumstance is. That is your child.
Right.
Your child. That means you're supposed to look out for her, not no one else. If I ever have a kid, I ever have a daughter, I'm not leaving her with nobody unless I trust her. You can't trust people nowadays, so that means whatever happens. And then I seen on new fake tears. I know fake tears and I see them because I do them all the time. So with that being said, like,
Yeah, you would put that on the air, wouldn't you? Why? I don't know. Oh Lord. Yeah, you talking about fake tears? You could have kept that to yourself. But now I know.
I'm a good actor.
Well, apparently you need to get into acting, and I
do.
want to thank Pastor Matlock for tuning in. I didn't appreciate what your Packers did to the Bears last night, but it's all good.
Oh
Still
my
got
God!
no. Still got much love for you, bro. But I ain't see the game, but I ain't appreciate what the Packers did, though. Not surprised, but I still don't appreciate it. But back to the story about Samaje Crosby. Maybe, just maybe, the family could hire the Green Bay Packers defense for investigation purposes, since they want to force Mike Glennon to throw 2 interceptions and have him play a very bad game again. I'm pretty sure he can help with this situation here. But all jokes aside, though, this is a man, and I'm pretty sure that, just think about this. Think about this. Now, as I read, the home was on fire.
Right.
Under suspected arson. Emphasis on suspected arson. So, if you ain't got, now I know that in the Kanika Jenkins situation that we have a lot of so-called FBI, or should say FBI experts. But in this case, you ain't even got to be no FBI expert to figure out that something went wrong in this case with Samaje Crosby, because there is no way in the world that a 2-year-old would go under a couch on her own will, or any baby would go under a couch under her own will just to be had. And then that's where poor little Samaje was found dead.
Did you see the house pictures on the news? The house, it looks, oh my, and DCFS came to the house. So why, that should have been a wake-up call.
You know what? And you know what? And I'm just going to say this. There are a lot of times where DCFS does not do their job like they're supposed to.
Wow.
And this situation was no exception. Because had they done what they were supposed to do, little Samaje Crosby would still be alive right now. Instead of the mother, the grandmother, and the auntie crying out tears faker than Donald Trump's presidency. I mean, come on. Well, unfortunately, his presidency isn't fake. But the reality of it, I ain't finna go there on that one. But still, it's just to a point that, and just to reiterate what you said, if you have a baby, if you have a child, you're not gonna leave a child with anybody unless you know that you trust somebody with them.
Right.
And that's one thing with me, like, because I have a 10-year-old, and my daughter, even at that age, knew not to go under a couch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was walking, but she would never try to go in. First of all, what 17-month-old is going to have enough strength to lift the couch up to go under? Exactly.
Not one.
Unless if that baby was injected with some steroids we don't know about, that'd be the only way. Outside of that,
Right.
No. So, is there anything that you want to add to this story? I mean, do you have any opinions on this? Do you want to add on to this?
Okay. So I love kids. I always will. Always have. Always will.
Okay.
And it hurt my heart to see a little baby. She don't know what's going on. She's probably gone to glory confused of what just happened. She's 2. If you didn't want the child, why have her? That's my thing. And a lot of people say it's not the mother's fault, it was the auntie's, but at the end of the day, that is her child.
You're
That
right.
is her child.
You're definitely
I
right about
don't
that.
trust I have god kids, and I don't like them with their mother. So what makes you think I'm gonna have anybody else? That is so crazy, because like I have a friend and she takes good care of her son. She does. And I have another friend and she just goes, she just irritates me because she doesn't want to spend time with him, and then she gets mad when he comes with me and wants to stay with me, because I take care of him. I bathe him, I feed him, I do what I do, because I know how that feels to get neglected. But at the same time, it's like this little baby she's gone, and now they're probably trying to figure out how they about to get out of jail or whatever. But at the same time, this man has lost his baby girl. So how can we emphasize remorse for him? How?
And you know what? Only because of the fact that he was locked up. Then yeah, because but regardless if you can empathize with him or not, he still suffered a huge loss, a loss no parent should ever have to suffer.
Exactly.
But the one thing I can say is, I just hope and pray that he gets the justice he richly deserves. And believe me when I tell you this. Police may not be able to get to the mother, grandmother, and auntie, but I do know a God who will punish them, especially if the truth comes out. So, prayers going out to him and whether the auntie, the mother, and the grandmother are guilty or not, they need prayer too. So prayers going out to them as well.
Right.
And after this time out, we're going to talk about an incident that happened at Six Flags during Fright Fest. All I can say is, what were they thinking? As we come back on WinCityUnderground.com, your music, your station.
It's your girl Mayha, and wherever I go, people always say, I wish I could be on the radio like you, Mayha. And what I tell them is that they needed to go to the Illinois Media
And it's
School
still
for good
recording.
education in
Yep.
broadcast media. It doesn't matter what you want to work in front of the camera, on the mic, or behind the scenes. The Illinois Media School will prepare you in as little as 8 months. And financial aid is available for those who qualify. Give them a call at 312-884-8000 or go online at beonair.com. It's time to get cracking.
And you know what? I actually do have a couple more announcements. I knew I have more, but that will be good to the end of the show.
Good. I want to say a little thank you at the end of the show too.
Okay.
Just a thank you
All right, no problem.
for having Mike here.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. It's all
You
good.
can read it too, because you know that y'all supposed to.
I don't say thank you.
Yeah.
He knows how I feel.
All right. Well, it's okay. Just want you to proofread it.
Wait a minute. Why you don't say thank you? Why?
I'm gonna say thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna say thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Have me on your show.
That sounded all ghetto, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, anytime, if you're not available, if you're not busy, when I'm doing Green City Underground, you're more than welcome to come by. Brandon was supposed to come by. I don't know what the hell happened to him. But, he did this Chicagoland sports radio show this morning, but that was it. I mean, yes, he could come, but I guess he figured that you were going to be
I wish I could be on the radio like you.
We don't like each other.
Oh yeah, that's when you told me that y'all got into it over the podcast.
Yeah, no. And one chatting. Nothing, we don't lag about second school. Get Jimmy kicked out of school. Oh, man. But nah, he just talks too much. Talks too much.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
A little bit.
I was only being nice when I said that. But nonetheless,
His bubbles on. He's so cocky.
yeah, I do agree with you on that one.
Oh, I got one of those in my class too.
Really?
And Mr. Chapman actually went nigga on him Tuesday and told him, like, he didn't say it directly to him, but he said it to the class. He's like, being cocky and you're not a star yet. You're not gonna make it. Basically, he's like, how you gonna be a star? You're at school learning. So
Right.
there's no need for the cockiness.
What's his
Right.
name?
Who, the student, start with a B, but we call him Bub J because he looks just like Bub J. Yeah. Oh, his name is Brandon, I think. Light skinned. Mine is light skinned. I think his name is
He always
Brandon.
carry a camera.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. He always have that mic.
Yeah, Mr. Chapman told him, yeah, that's what he was addressing him in the class. Is that the same one you're talking about?
No, we
I'm
got.
about to say.
No.
But that's the one I'm talking about. So he addressed him in class, but he just said that cockiness won't get you nowhere, especially when you think you're a star and you're not.
You going to school for it?
You're right, so you're not a star yet, right?
Showcases all areas of media that Illinois Media School.
I will never be a star. I just want to back up.
I'm like you. That's why I want to do voice makeovers for Disney. I don't want to be.
Disney?
Yeah, I'm going to Disney. I
What made
don't,
you want to do Disney?
because it's real money.
True.
Look at Nick Cannon. Look at everybody that came from Disney. They got real money. So I want some real money.
The Chicago, really,
Or visit the Chicago Lombard.
really, Pastor Matlock, really. You look, I got much love for you, but yeah. But for real though, I don't like. And Felicia, to answer your question, I like it. Do you do interviews? Oh yeah, I do interviews. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of people who I did interviews with. Oh, get ready. And we're back on WinCityUnderground.com, your music station. This is Raphael Young Show. I'm Raphael Young, and I got Mike shadowing in, and I got Bricky Bree, who's in the building. And before I read what I'm talking about next, to answer your question, Felicia, yes, I do interviews. So for anyone that wants me to interview them on the show, all you got to do is inbox me, and I'll send an email to my director, Michelle Gonzalez, and once she gives me the okay, then I will let y'all know. But it has to be at least 48 hours in advance, which means the latest you can request for an interview is October 4th at 11 a.m. That's 48 hours prior to showtime. And I want to thank Brother Dave for tuning in. And Peter Ferrari over there on the other one. Thanks for tuning in. Now I'm about to talk about what happened at Fright Fest, not Fright Fest, but at Six Flags Great America. And it was during Fright Fest this past Saturday. Suburban police are asking for witnesses to speak out after an attack at Six Flags Great America left a family hospitalized and possibly traumatized. The Lake County News-Sun reports 3 family members were attacked by a group of 9 people, 1 adult and 8 teens at about 9 p.m. Saturday during Fright Fest. Gurnee police tell the pair that the attack happened after members of the larger group apparently cut in line and were using foul language when the family exchanged words with them. Police say the family, a 51-year-old man, a 50-year-old woman, and a 12-year-old boy were taken to the hospital with injuries that appeared not to be life-threatening. Police say the altercation began with a discussion, and then the suspect allegedly hit the 12-year-old. The father tried to pull the attacker off his son and was knocked to the ground. Then the group surrounded him and hit him with punches and kicks, the Lake County News-Sun reports. The wife then tried to help her husband and son and was also attacked. Now, here's the sad part about this. All of them were arrested.
What's the sad part?
That's the sad part. All of them, every last one of them were arrested.
Wait, the family too?
No, not the family.
Oh,
Just the ones who attacked them.
Oh, let them be arrested.
Yeah. But here's the real sad part about all of this, though.
Okay.
The police arrested Gregory Battle, who is 18, and he is being held on $20,000 bail
Ooh.
on charges that's $2,000 to walk, which I'm actually surprised the bail is not higher, especially for that in a far north suburb like that, where it is predominantly white. Maybe a few blacks stay there, but come on. But anywho, yeah, he's being held on $20,000 bail on charges of aggravated battery causing great bodily harm, mob action, and aggravated battery in a public place. The other 8 suspects arrested range in age from 15 to 17, and they face felony charges. Battle and 7 other suspects are from Waukegan. The other juvenile is from Beach Park. Police are asking for any more witnesses to contact them. Gurnee Police Officer Daniel Roof told the Lake County News Sun that they urge anyone with video information to come forward. So right now, he also said that footage from the park security cameras has been inconclusive. Don't know how true that really is, but if they were inconclusive, they wouldn't have been arrested. And I want to thank Crystal Hoshett for tuning in for the second week in a row. Then he said, we believe there were more witnesses that did not come forward, and any video would be useful to the investigation. We urge anyone who may have witnessed the incident to come forward and make a statement. Six Flags Great America said in a statement to the Lake County News Sun, the safety of our guests and team members is our top priority, and we have zero tolerance for reckless behavior. The perpetrators were taken into custody by local authorities. This was an isolated incident, and Gurnee Police, along with our own security personnel, responded promptly. Now, as a security officer myself, I don't have to go do this. But if I did, and they actually did the right thing, they all should have been arrested. They all were arrested. Now, you want to add to that, or you want to, voice your opinion on this? Any questions, concerns, comments about this ridiculous act?
It's just ridiculous to me. Like, that's why I don't like my generation. That's exactly why the stupidity that comes with it. First of all, I see this on the CTA. I don't live in the city.
Okay.
And I see this on the CTA. And I guess it was a lot of young people cursing, around older people. And one of the ladies, she was talking to me. She was like, this is ridiculous. I don't understand why it's older people on this bus. Why are you cursing like this?
Oh.
And on second of all, back to this, it's like, I mean, you're young, wait, so did the teens cut the line?
Yes.
So the teens cut the line. Okay, you better wait in the back of the line like everybody else. You're not special.
Right.
I mean,
And you know what?
They just don't know.
And speaking of now, Pastor Matlock, I wonder what heinous crime you're talking about, because I probably have read about it, but I'm not sure. And Crystal, I appreciate you supporting the show. And yes, she is. And the crazy part about it is this lady right here does not like radio, but she did agree to be on the show with me. And instead of her saying thank you, I'm going to personally say thank you for coming on to my show. Because you didn't have to do this, but I'm glad you did.
Thank you, Val.
And you get hours for that too. So
Yeah, the only reason why I'm doing it because I need it.
yeah. So hey, any way.
Wait, what did the lady say?
She said, love the show. Guys Rock. She says she's glad to see you behind the voice. Now, that's, you know, and that's a good thing because, you know, this could actually help you in the long term as well.
I'm into TV.
I'm gonna support you in that as well. You know, you got my support.
Yes.
Now you're about to be a young adult. You like the daughter. You like the young adult daughter I never had. So, what it is about this situation, and it's just so crazy. You're right. You know, they aren't special. You know, they should wait in line,
Right.
just like everybody else. Now, another situation. It wasn't really a situation. It could have been a situation, but in a building that I was working in last night. Now, in case you didn't know, Reverend Jesse Jackson had made a visit to the building, and he had an event going on yesterday. I actually got to see the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and I actually, you know, shook hands with him. But I ended up standing up just in case if, you know, people were trying to crowd him. But thankfully, that didn't turn out to be the case. However,
I thought he was in jail.
who?
I thought Reverend Jesse Jackson was
That's
in jail.
Jesse Jackson Jr. No, he's out now. That's Junior. We talking about senior.
Oh.
And before I continue with that, and I'm looking at some white guy about 6'2" in Green Bay slaughtered. Oh Lord, come on, man! Pastor Matlock, I'm gonna get you for that one. Good one though, but I'm gonna get you for that one. Oh my goodness. But yes, yeah, that really threw me off big time. But, you know, as I was saying about Jesse Jackson, it was 5 teenagers ranging from 14 to 16. So I had to let them know. Ain't finna be no horse playing around because there was a lot of activities going on in the building. And the university police is in the building, and if they escort you out, I ain't got nothing to do with that. 5 minutes later, they were gone. Yeah, because
They knew what they were doing, that's why.
yeah, and I wasn't finna stand for it. Because I get paid to secure a building. I didn't get paid to babysit. So, just like if I was a security officer at Six Flags, I would have done the same thing. And that's the one thing, like, as you know, as a security officer, is that, see, with me, like, if I see somebody doing anything wrong, I can't put my hands on them unless I'm defending myself. Because, see, with these kids, I could not, even though they were fighting, I mean, I could attempt to break it up, but I really couldn't put my hand. Now, if they try to swing on me or whatever, then that'd be something different. And I want to thank Jamaica for tuning in. I hope the married life is treating you well, like it should.
Yes, married life. Come on, power to the married people.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, she and I don't qualify.
I do qualify.
Not right now, though. I'm talking about as far as official. I mean, I'm single, even though I do have my interest in somebody. Yes, I do. So, a shout out to, even I don't know if she's watching, but a shout out to Takia Watts. That's who I'm interested in. And she already,
Takia.
and she already knows. So, hey, and you know, one thing about me, when I'm in a relationship, I ain't ashamed to admit who my woman is. But I am ashamed of what these Rugrats did at Six Flags Great America.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely ashamed of that. Because see, here's the thing about this. Now, we can go on and on about what they did or what they weren't supposed to do, but the fact still remains that these people should not have done what they did. Now, here's another question that that I did not see. Did they pay for the tickets? Because eventually, because
some people get Fright Fest tickets. Some people, like some schools, offer them for free, like for seniors. Because I know we had that too when I was a senior in high school. And some of them just win from contests, or some people just buy for the low, like people sell them to them.
You're just gonna talk away from the mic, huh?
Some people sell it to them, and they well, what happens is some, like if they're 18, 19, so if they're 18 and they're 20, most likely they're in high school, and they're in high school. Sometimes like teachers, schools will like give seniors like tickets to Fright Fest.
Right.
Or sometimes people will get them on the low, like somebody will buy them, and then it's like StubHub,
Right.
And they'll just sell, and then they'll sell them for the low. So because a lot of people aren't going to pay that high, what is it, Six Flags ticket price.
Right.
So they'll get it like that, and then that's how they earn it.
Right, and then don't leave out Groupon because they get
Groupon they get them too. So I guess they get them for cheap because I'm only going to pay no $1.
Right, and speaking of spending $100 on tickets or whatever, now, and I want to thank Brother Noel and Deacon Ken for tuning in. Deacon Ken, you're still in my prayers like always. Hope you got your head held up high. Now, in this situation, I'm going to switch it. I'm not going to. Okay. Now, we're almost 3/4 of the year done.
Woo!
And I tell you,
So happy.
time is moving. We in September 29th, 2017. We're almost exactly 3 weeks away from Sweetest Day. Now, the only thing I can say, and I'm going to read Crystal Hosh's comment when she said, I wish I was in that line and say that crap. I would not have stood for that. They would have had to knock me out. Crystal, I may not know you that very well, but I think it's going to take... It seemed to me that you're like an army by yourself, where you probably would have knocked them all out. And in tribute to Pastor Matlock, just like the Green Bay Packers knocked out the Bears. Still, he knows I can't stand the Green Bay Packers. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. But nonetheless, Sweetest Day is coming up, and they say it's supposed to be for the fellas. I think it is. So, ladies, and he says the issue becomes greater because it puts those of us coming to Six Flags just to enjoy ourselves and our family in harm's way and jeopardy over foolishness. And yeah, I couldn't agree with you any more than that, because I mean, Six Flags is supposed to be a place for not just for families where they can go out to have fun. And for this foolishness to happen, and it shouldn't have happened, it's just like, where can we go to enjoy ourselves without foolishness? It's already bad enough that a Chuck E. Cheese, I believe it was in Oak Lawn, ended up getting shut down because there were too many fights there.
Oak Lawn, or was it Tinley Park?
No, I think it was Oak Lawn. It was one of those southwest suburbs. You know, and it's crazy because just look at it. Brianna, you and I, we're two black people. We can. The skin says otherwise, but yeah, don't be like Tiger. Don't be like Tiger Woods and be in denial about being black. Come on now.
I love my people.
Okay, Now, the point of, I kind of, and Crystal Hashi just confirmed it was Oak Lawn. I kind of figured it was Oak Lawn. But the point of the matter is, when we going somewhere, and we just try to enjoy ourselves, to have a good time, then let's say me and you go somewhere. We just two classmates going out, having something to eat, enjoying ourselves, talking about life issues, talking about what's going on at Illinois Media School, and then all of a sudden, they look at us like we're trouble. Why? Because of one foolish incident that shouldn't have happened at Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois.
Wait, so were the teenagers black?
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yes, they were.
Oh my God.
And the people that they jumped on, I think you already know. They weren't black. So there you have it. Now, they say black lives are supposed to matter. But apparently,
not all black.
I'm not saying their lives don't matter, but I don't think black lives matter to them.
Let me tell you something. I had to read.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I forgot that quick. Go ahead. Okay, I got it again. Okay, when that happens, if black people are doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, people are so quick to say Black Lives Matter, but they're not supposed to be doing that. First of all, I blame their parents because, well, no, I don't blame their parents. Their parents probably raised them right to an extent, and then they just went on their way. But why would you? First of all, these people weren't doing nothing to you but saying you should not cut the line. You waking up back in the line like everybody else. And like in my defense, if somebody saying if they would have got hurt, Black Lives Matter, I'm like, no, I wouldn't even oblige to that because I would like they should never been doing what you should never been doing it. And period, point blank.
And you're right about that. Now as far as with the parents, that could go half and half because you have some parents that will teach their kids right from wrong, but when they do that and the child decides to do the wrong thing, the parents will not be held accountable for their mistakes. Now, if you have some parents that don't do anything, then of course that's something different. Yeah, the parents are to blame, but either way, somebody is going to have to take full responsibility for somebody's actions. Because, and I'm just going to say this, I'm just going to say this because when, kids have a tendency of getting out of hand and disrespectful. And I'm just going to say this. Now, when I was much younger, if I was to do something out of hand, and any responsible adult that knew my mom saw that, I would have gotten my head popped off.
To be honest.
Then my mom would have popped my head off. And then if my dad had heard about it, he was going to join in on the fun too. Nowadays, some of these parents just don't care. And to what the beautiful Crystal Haas is saying, is these drugs, these kids, it is not pure like back in the day. They lacing these drugs with stuff that got these, and that plays a part too.
Yeah,
that plays a part too, because if you really look at it, I mean, lean, Molly, you can help me out with some of these drugs that's out that I probably have heard of or that I never heard of. My last name is Hoshe. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind. Thank you for the clarification. I apologize for the mispronunciation of your last name. Please charge the mind, but definitely not the heart.
I have something to say.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
But, on that, like, on the topic you were just saying about the drugs, I have, not testimony, but whatever. So, it was one point in time where I was so hooked on prescription drugs.
Okay.
And I I used to OD all the time, and I was like, I don't want to go to school anymore. But I made it to graduate high school. And I'm like, okay, I can do something else, but then I start popping them again. Because you don't know what goes on in the mind. When you don't have support doing things, then you just go to anything you see. Where I'm from, which is, I'm not going to tell you where I'm from here, but I'm from a small village. And there's nothing out there. There's no jobs out there. So they don't have nothing to do but turn to the streets. And that's why I have to make an example for people out there that's around my age, that's coming up after me. Oh, if she can go to school in this small village, and then I can too, you know what I'm saying? It can be, it's not easy getting off that stuff. It's not, trust me, it's not easy. But you have to have the support to get off of it. You have to have the dedication to get off of it. People like, oh, you need to stop this. You can't just stop it. It's a drug. It's addictive. Just like marijuana.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you like this. You say you didn't have any support then. Well, you got some support now.
Right.
And that's me. You know, I mean, that's why, you know, I call to check on you from time to time to see how you're doing. You know, like I said, you like the young adult daughter that I never had, that I have grown to love. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if it's anybody that's going to support you, it's me. So, you know, I'm just going to put it out there and just let you know that if you ever feel like you need to talk to you have a problem, don't be afraid to come to me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. And whatever it is and whether even if it's just, you know, me saying a prayer over the phone or something like that, you know, I'm here for you in that as well, because I want to know you are very unique in your own way for someone your age. You're someone who I don't see too often nowadays. And one thing like I say is, you know, ever since I started going to Illinois Media School, that out of all the students, I actually interact with you the most. Mm-hmm. And I will find you on Facebook so we can stay in contact more. But like I said, you got my support. And when I say that you got my support, I'm not saying that for horseplay. I say that because I mean it, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So anything that you want to try to succeed in, do not hesitate to let me know. I will root for you every step of the way, and I mean that.
Thanks, Rob.
No problem. And on that note, after this final time out, it'll be sad for me to announce this, but the funeral services of Kenneka Jenkins have finally been finalized. When will it be? Stay tuned as we come back on WinCityUnderground.com, your music, your station.
I'm about to go order my food.
Okay.
Well, what is that? What little girl is that?
That was the one that was found dead in the freezer.
Oh, at that hotel?
Yeah.
Where are you ordering food from?
Harold's.
Oh, you calling it in?
Nah, I think I might do Pat's. I like that Pat's pizza
Ooh.
around the corner. I've never had it before.
I never had it.
It's new to me. It's actually good.
It is.
Yeah, we bought some Wednesday for the
I don't need
class.
mess with beggars. Where's my car? I gotta update my phone. If I hit a purse, where'd it go?
Right here on the
Yep,
floor.
so I just want to.
Oh my God.
Let me see.
You put it down there.
I know.
And Crystal, once again, I apologize for the mispronunciation. I would have never imagined your last name being pronounced Hoshe. And you know what?
Ask her where she's from. Is she half African?
Well, okay. Crystal, my classmate wants to know: are you half African by any chance?
Or-
This is her asking, not me.
I know. I had a classmate last name was Hoshe. She wasn't from America. She was from Africa.
Oh, okay,
That's why I asked.
gotcha.
What she said?
Oh, she says her father is white.
Oh. Oh,
Wow, interesting.
A swirl. You're a swirl.
Interesting. And your mom, well, yeah.
I wish I could be on the radio like you, Mayha, and when I tell them
Wow, I would. You know what? I would have never guessed that you had a father who's white.
it doesn't matter what
You're a swirl. Oh my God. I love you forever. You're a swirl. I
Oh,
always
you,
wanted a friend.
never mind this one here.
She's a special one.
That's why I'm into TV. I don't talk.
Oh, but I do appreciate you for tuning in, though. You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad you did. Same thing I said, Pastor. Same thing I said. Lord Jesus.
What y'all saying?
My mannerisms compared to my family. Oh, okay. But yeah, you know.
I want to have a question for the audience.
Hold that thought. But you know what, Crystal? One thing I can say.
How do you feel about interracial relationships?
You are a beautiful woman. And there's definitely no disputing that.
Yes, girl, work it.
So,
I'm trying to.
okay.
Are we almost done?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Got 15 minutes left.
Oh, I didn't even call my food up.
How do we fill out those forms?
Oh, you go. I'll show you. You just go to do studio hours, and then you pick 2 hours. You be like, what was you doing? You just invite. Just get hours for that, and then you get like what you want.
Well, at that point, I didn't know you were mixed.
College Radio now.
But either way,
A message brought to you by this
you're still a beautiful woman to me.
You're a swirl.
information. Please
So,
College Radio.
I always
She
wanted to
single?
be a
What she look
swirl.
like? 'Cause I'm single too.
Right.
uh-oh, I think
you got somebody that want to admire you.
Crystal, I don't know what your relationship status is, but it's a guy here who is looking by me, wants to know if you're single or not, because he is. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after that, but
This time I really want him back there, or I can't. I don't want him back yet.
okay. Oh, okay, I gotta add some more. Let me add some more.
And you know what? I went to school there, so that's why we're telling you right now to visit beonair.com.
Okay, we're about to get back on the air in a minute.
How to buy stuff.
That went fast.
Yeah, it did.
On iPhone.
Change lives.
Every day, hundreds of college radio stations.
And we're back on WinCityUnderground.com, your UC station. It's Raphael Young Show. I'm Raphael Young, and I got Mike shadowing in, and I got Bricky Bree in the building with me. And right now, I'm about to announce a homegoing service for none other than Kanika Jenkins, who a few weeks ago was found dead in a freezer at the Crown Plaza in Rosemont, Illinois. And right now, I'm not finna be playing FBI agent on Criminal Minds or none of that. But the only thing I do know for a fact is that her mother, Teresa Martin, needs our prayers, and lots of them, if I might add. So for those that are, if you're not busy tomorrow, the funeral for Kanika Jenkins will take place at the House of Hope Church, located 752 East 114th, Chicago, Illinois, 60628. The Reverend / Senator James T. Meeks is the pastor.
Meeks.
That's right. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the wake, and 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. is the funeral. All are welcome. The colors are purple and white. Even if you don't have purple and white, if you want to come show your support for Teresa Martin and her entire family, come as you are. Just come respectfully. And also, if you're on some BS, please leave the BS at home. This is not the time for them to have that. They are mourning, they are hurting, they are grieving, and the only thing y'all need to do is come there, show y'all love and support, but show it diligently, faithfully, unconditionally, and truthfully during this extremely difficult time. because she is going to need a whole lot of prayer. And I do mean a whole lot of prayer during this extremely difficult time.
So, with the Kenneka Jenkins story, so she froze to death?
Right now,
We don't know the cause of death yet.
they said that she froze to death, but how still remains a mystery. And like I said, I'm not even finna try to be no FBI agent on Criminal Minds. Not even a spin-off, Suspect Behavior, which didn't last long.
So it's like the wake. Will we get to view the body?
Yeah, the wake you could get to view the body. Now, the funeral, now it says from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., but I highly doubt it will be going that. It may go longer than that,
That's
but
what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying.
You know, but nonetheless, this should be a homegoing celebration, not the kind that we had in mind, but still. Don't go in there talking about, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I could have seen. No. The hell with that. But what you can do, go there and support Teresa Martin during this difficult time. Tell her that you are praying for her. Tell her that you will keep her encouraged. Tell her, remind her that God does not make any mistakes, and he's too good of a God to do just that, and he never fails. And also come there and just be supportive. Because remember, this could have been your child. This could have been somebody in your family. This could have been anybody. So please do not come in that funeral. Do not come in that church disrespecting the family. Do not tarnish the life and legacy of Kenneka Jenkins. Don't do any of that. If you have any intentions on doing that, please
Stay home.
just stay at home. Well, you ain't got to stay home, but you got to stay away from the House of Hope Church. So please, have enough respect for the family as they grieve, as they prepare to say their final farewells to a queen who unfortunately and tragically lost her life at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. So right now, don't even bring up what happened there. Just think of, if you knew her personally, just think about the cherish the memories that you have with her. Think about the good times that y'all had with her.
Right.
Right now, everything else is irrelevant. So right now, please help Teresa Martin send away Kenneka Jenkins in the way she deserves to be sent away. If y'all can do that, I would truly appreciate it.
That girl having a ball up in heaven.
Please, yeah. Just don't say that. Please.
Wait, nah.
Keep her in prayer. Even if you don't show up, pray for her. Encourage her. So, Teresa Martin, I don't know if you're listening, but just in case, if I have mutual friends that are Facebook friends with Teresa Martin, please share this to her page and let her know that this man here, who was a security officer and an intern from WindowCityUnderground.com, his music station, is continuously, respectfully, and forever praying for her during this difficult time. I pray that God gives her peace, strength, and comfort during this extremely difficult time. I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to lose a child. That's something I cannot relate to, but I can't even begin to imagine the pain. So once again, please pray for her. She needs it. She needs all the prayers she can get. She appreciates the prayers that have already been set forward. Keep them coming, because she's going to need them all. You can never get tired of prayer, because if you do,
something wrong with you.
Lord bless your soul.
Yeah. I was like that a couple weeks ago. I was so sick of prayer. I'm like, my grandmother was telling me, pray. I was learning on the job. She's like, pray. I'm like, Grandma, I'm so tired of praying. Like, she wanted to stop me. Mom said that. But I'm so sick of praying. He said, that's the only way you're going to even make sense of yourself. You keep praying. God doesn't, he may not answer when you want him. Like she said, it's right on time.
And I can attest to that because, and before I make this final announcement, I can attest to that to you because, and I'm just going to tell you right now, from January of 2014 to August of 2014 was the roughest stretch of unemployment in my life. It wasn't the longest stretch of unemployment, but it was definitely the most stressful because January of 2014, that actually made 4 months after I lost my mom. And from January to August, and I've applied for over 500 different positions. I've had interviews at 8 different employers, took drug tests at 3 of them, and still did not get the job despite passing the drug test with flying colors. But then one friend of mine who was a grammar school friend of mine had ended up claiming blessings on my behalf and ended up paying for me. And I have not been unemployed since then. So believe me, a job is going to come for you, Brianna. It's going to come. It may not come when you want it. And I'm telling you this from experience. It's not going to come when you want it to come, but it's definitely going to come right on time. Because if I had that same mindset, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So keep the faith. You got family members that's praying for you, and I'm going to be praying for you that a job comes through. Just keep that in mind. You know, I do love you. You know that.
Yeah.
They didn't put me on. They didn't put you on me. Why I don't know. But I thank them for doing it.
Come on.
Crystal, both Crystals. Crystal Williams, better known as JoJo, Crystal Stanton, Brandon Root, B Root of the B Root Sports Shoot on Chicagoland Sports Radio. Tune in every Friday from 10 to 11. Eric Rivera. They all put her on me, but I ain't got no complaints about it.
Oh, well, I'm not even that bad. Don't do that.
No, I already know that.
Oh.
I already know you're not that bad.
I'm the youngest in the class. Actually, I'm not. Actually, Brandon's the youngest in the class.
Yeah, you're right. And it's pretty obvious that I am the oldest in the class.
How old are you?
38.
You older than my father.
We're the same age.
Oh, wow. To both comments.
Yeah.
Especially older than you. Wow. I would have never imagined. I already know I was older than your mom. I didn't know he was older than your father, too.
Yeah, I have young parents.
Well, it tends to be like that sometimes. But nonetheless, you're still all right with me. Always gonna be all right with me. And the final announcement that I have, and before I make that final announcement, Crystal wants to let you know, don't give up hope on anything you're going
Thank you,
through. Crystal. Yeah, she definitely a cool person.
When I want to be.
I was talking about, well, both of y'all. See what I got to see. Y'all see what I'm going through, right? Lord Jesus.
It's almost the end of the show. It's almost the end of the show.
Okay, I know. But the last announcement that I have before I end this show is Family Fun with a Cause. And this is by none other than my new friend, Letitia Banks, who was actually here 3 weeks ago. Tomorrow, September 30th, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's going to be Family Fun with a Cause. The address is 8241 South Sacramento Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Come out for games, giveaways, music, and food as we get educated on child abuse Prevent Child Abuse Illinois and show support for Bailey and many other children. That is her son, by the way, not hers, but Letitia Banks. Alderman Derek Curtis of the 18th Ward, DCFS, oh Lord Jesus, why? District Attorney's Office and Letitia Banks will be there. We are asking everyone to wear blue in support of victims of child abuse. Bring your own chair. If you don't have on blue, bring what you got. And right now, just to make a long story short, her son had suffered abuse from her soon-to-be ex-husband, and it's been unfortunate that she's been going through lawyer after lawyer after lawyer, but hopefully things will turn around. Mm-hmm. So she's definitely in my prayers, and she definitely has my support as well. But unfortunately, now that is all the time he had. That's all the time I have on this show today. I want to thank Michelle Gonzalez, director of WindyCityUnderground.com, your music station. I want to thank Mike for shadowing in with me. I want to thank Bricky Bree for being my co-host today. And on behalf of the entire Media School staff and all of Windy City Underground, this is Raphael Young signing out. And you have listened to WindyCityUnderground.com, your music, your station. Talk to you in 142 hours. Peace!
He wanted to say his speech.
It's okay. I'll say it next time.